Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Dalton Smith. First and foremost, Dalton, how's things your end?
Yeah, it's all good, thanks. Same old, same as everybody else, being in lockdown. But I've been back in the gym this week, so it's been a little bit better. What about yourself?
I'm the same. I've been trying to do little bits and pieces. I'm going on runs, going on cycles. I'm lucky enough, my mate's got a gym in his garage. He's got a big double garage with a punching bag, so I use all that. But I'm not a professional athlete, so I don't really need to do it. But
just keeping that belly down, aren't you?
That's it, mate. Got to stay fighting fit to keep up with you young guns.
That's it.
The reason why you had the training session today, I take it you still have access to your dad's gym where you can go and hit a bag and do stuff that most fighters can't really do because they don't have a bag at their home. They can't get access to the gym. So at least you're still managed to put the gloves on and punch something, I suppose.
Yeah, it's been nice. I think, what has it been? Lockdown has been like 6-7 weeks or something. So, apart from the runs, I've been able to go down to the gym on my own. But me and my dad's been back in the gym this week together, just me and my dad. So it's been a little bit easier getting the cobwebs off, and it's just nice to punch something again. Is
it hard for you to stay motivated and during lockdown in terms of like you don't have a fight? I know you're just coming off a fight in March there, but nobody really has a date of yet. But what have you heard? Because I know the British Boxing Board of Control are thinking about putting fights on behind closed doors and stuff like that. Have you been in touch with Eddie Hearn or anybody to know what you're going back out?
No, but like I say, I was lucky because I last boxed in March. So this lockdown, I've just been ticking over, and it's been a little bit of a break, and I've been able to switch off a little bit. But for the other boxers, they might have been out a year now and not been able to fight. But I've spoke to my team and stuff, and they've said hopefully there's some shows mid-July. So that gives me like 9-10 weeks to prepare for my next fight. So I'll have been able to get a full camp in, and touch wood, what they're saying is true, and we can get back out and get some fights in.
Are you in camp right now? Are you focusing on mid-July, even though nothing's been confirmed yet? Are you in your mindset? You're thinking, right, I need to get in camp just in case.
Yeah, definitely. I spoke to my dad last week, and it's looking more likely that the show's going to happen. So I'm taking it as the fight's going ahead, and because I don't want another 4 or 5 weeks to go down and they say, oh look, you're fighting in 6 weeks, and I've got to rush my camp trying to sort sparring and stuff out and stuff like that. So I've just hit camp now, and then if the show goes ahead, then I'm going to be full fit.
Obviously, with this lockdown, I asked a couple of fighters this as well. Like, this lockdown has basically put everything on hold for a while. You're just a young fighter coming through. You're 5-0, but is this lockdown sort of gave you the emphasis now to be like, right, I need to kick on. I need to start fighting for these eliminators, getting these minor titles and whatnot. Maybe I don't know where you're. What are you? Central area titles, and then maybe
Central area. Yeah.
So then maybe the English title and stuff like that. Is that what your sort of focus is on now?
Yeah, my dad, when I've spoke to my team and my dad, and they said like we can go for like the English Central area and stuff, but to be honest, I wouldn't really want to go that route. I'd like to go straight for the British and stuff. But excuse me, I've been a professional a year now, and I've had 5 fights. So I've been pretty active, and the next fight, if the fight comes off, it's going to be against an unbeaten kid, older than me. Got a good pedigree, so that's me stepping up, and hopefully get a title on the line. So my career's moving at a good pace now, and I've just got to be careful I don't rush it, because you see it a lot of times where fighters, they think they've settled in well, and they take fights what are too early. So I've got a good team around me, and I think that they'll step me up in the right speed.
What kind of, like, who's the British champion at 140 at the moment?
I think it's vacant at the minute.
No, I was thinking that. I'm trying to rack my brain there. Who's the British champion? I can't think.
I think there was 2 lads down to fight. I can't remember the names now. They was down to fight, but I don't think that come off. So I might be wrong, but I think it is vacant at the minute. All
right, so again, straight for the British. That's what you want.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, it's a big title, and in my division, it's competitive, and there's a lot of good fighters out there just in England. So, obviously I've got to take my time and not rush it. But I'm confident. Next year I can box for a British title.
I think every time I interview, being that you're at 140, the light welterweight, super lightweight, whatever you want to call it nowadays, like you're in probably one of the best divisions domestically and worldwide. I mean, You're still young. I take it you'll be in this division for a while yet, because you're quite a big. Like every time I've sized myself up against you, you're quite a tall, sort of broad kid. But you're sticking around at 140 for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I've even my last couple of fights when I made weight. I've only been a couple of pound over the championship weight, so I don't struggle making the weight. It's not easy, but I feel big and I feel strong at the weight. So I think I will stay at this weight for a long time. So when I originally turned professional, I wanted to try and do lightweight, but my dad advised me not to, because if it's hard making the weight, and then you've got to, if you make a stamp at that weight, then you've got to move up. You're not in the, you're not as high up in the rankings. So we went for the super lightweight division, and I've matured and I've settled in well.
Let's talk about the super lightweight division. I mean, I said domestically, you've got guys like Tyrone McKenna, O'Hara Davis at that sort of level. They're probably maybe a wee bit above British and Irish level and stuff like that. But the big names, Jack Catterall, Josh Taylor as well, have obviously been at the world level. How excited are you to finally? Are you sort of thinking, I need to get there as soon as possible? I want to fight these guys. Yeah,
obviously I watch these guys, and even though I learn from them as well, but obviously they're fights for me down the line, and it's exciting for me because I'm not going to be struggling for opponents. That's for sure. So there's definitely fights out there. So as long as I stay fit, keep learning, later down the line, end of the year, early next year, they're the fights what are out there for me. So yeah, it's exciting times.
You want the winner of the golden contract, McKenna or O'Hara Davis?
See, that's the path we need to go down. I sparred O'Hara when I was on the GB team. He used to come down with Tony Sims and stuff. So I've sparred O'Hara. A very good fighter. He's strong. He's proved that. So yeah, I'm confident they're good fights out there for me.
Who wins it, do you think? You got an opinion on that?
On the golden contract final, O'Hara for me.
Yeah.
I just think O'Hara is, he's awkward and he's strong, and I just think McKenna is tough and he digs in there, and he's a good fighter and he's awkward, but I just think O'Hara's just got that extra power, and I think over the long distance you need that strength and power.
There's two guys at the top of your division at world level, Josh and obviously Ramirez. Now this talk about this fight going ahead and getting undisputed for you. Who is the number one guy in your division?
I think the number one, he's got to be Josh. You've got to see how he's fought, and progress. He's a very good fighter, and to see what it was a good fight, and to see how Josh handled with him, and kept his shape, kept switched on for the full 12 rounds, and I think progress and Taylor was the strongest in the division. So for me right now, I think Josh Taylor's the number one, and he's still young. It's early on in his career, and he's only going to get better.
Jose Ramirez is the other world title holder in your division. Now, they're both the top-ranked Josh Taylor and Ramirez, but for you, it might be a stupid question because I probably know the answer already. But who wins that for you? Taylor and Ramirez.
Taylor, Josh, yeah. And you're going to say Josh.
No, I mean, I'm unbiased. I'm an unbiased.
Yeah. So you say on camera.
Yeah, exactly.
When the camera goes off, you're going to be like, yeah, Josh has definitely got that one.
see as well for you, like, what have you been doing in terms of during this lockdown? Have you been sort of like studying old fighters and sort of like trying to add more to your game in terms of watching the greats and old fights and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've been watching. I study boxing anyway. I study the old fighters, so there's nothing else. I've still been doing that, but it's just been nice just to switch off a little bit. Because obviously I come off I must have done like a 10-12 week camp from Christmas to my fight. So, it was just time to switch off a little bit, let my body recover. And then, back now I'm back in the gym, back in camp. So for me, lockdown, it's just been a time to switch off and just relax a little bit.
Probably the right way to sort of go about it, if you ask me. Now, I've got to get your opinion on a couple of things. I mean, Mike Tyson, I've taken you've seen Mike Tyson on the pads on Instagram and stuff like that. I mean, he's wanting to come back. Maybe it be exhibition fights or the bare knuckle thing with Shannon Briggs. Man, what's your thoughts on Mike Tyson coming back?
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? I just think they missed that limelight and they missed the big stage. But you know, see Mike on the pads. I think you know, I wouldn't like to get in a scuffle with him. He's an animal, but you know what they say, you can't beat old age, and you know, people retire for a reason, and you know, he's got nothing to prove in the game. So it'd just be nice for him just to retire and enjoy his life. He's achieved what he's had to do. So you know, there's no need for him to come back.
I probably think the same as well. If it's an exhibition fight, but it's only 4 rounds and it's just an exhibition, then maybe I want to see it, because I think Evander Holyfield said that he wants the trilogy for charity. Yeah. So if again, I don't know why I really think I want to watch it. I don't know why I want to watch the trilogy between them two, even though they're old. I just think it'll be a good crack. I
think as well, it's who they are and it's the character. You know, Mike Tyson, you know, everybody knows him. He's up there with the names like Muhammad Ali. So, you know, he's a living legend, and that's why people want to see it. Yeah, definitely. Do you want to see it? I wouldn't like him to come back, because you don't want to see him get hurt or anything. But, you know, Mike's an animal, isn't he? So he's always entertaining. So I won't mind watching it. Definitely. Finally, before I let you go, Dalton, as well, there's talks about this lockdown and this quarantine and whatnot has put emphasis on the fact that we need to see the big fights now. We need to see the Errol Spencers against Crawford. We need to see Taylor against Ramirez. Now, there's talk that we need to see Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua. There was talk about that happening in December out in Saudi Arabia. For you, as a fighter, how do you see that fight, and do you want to see that fight ahead of Wilder Fury 3? The Wilder Fury 3. No, I think you want to see Joshua Fury before you see Wilder, the trilogy between Wilder and Fury. Yeah, I think Wilder Fury, that's past now. You know, they've had 2 fights, and you know, Fury should have won both of those. So at the minute, AJ and Fury, they're the number ones in the division. So I think that's the fight what needs to happen. But with the situation what's going on, you know, they're not going to be fighting behind closed doors. They want the big event. Mm-hmm. And Fury, AJ, if it does go ahead, I mean, do you care if it's in Saudi Arabia, or do you want it in England? Do you think it deserves to be in England? Well, if it's in Saudi Arabia, I'll have to have getting Eddie's good books and hope to get on the undercard. Yeah. Wherever it is, you know, it's going to be some event. You know, there's 2 best fighters out there in the heavyweight division, so you know, it's the fight where everybody wants to see. So I think wherever it is, it's going to be a sellout. Quick question then on the spot: who wins? If you're going on last performances, Fury. But obviously, I want AJ to win, and you know, if they both prepare the both at the 100%, then it's a 50-50 fight. Definitely. Well, Dalton, before I let you go, do you want to add anything to people watching this or anything like that? No, just stay safe. You know, do as we're told, and you know, the life will be back to normal before we know it. No, that's what I'm hoping. Mate. Fingers crossed. Dalton, as always, good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Pleasure as always. Thanks very much, mate. And appreciate that. See you in June. July. Top man. See you later. See you later. Bye.